Urban Legend 111, y'all know what it is, man. Breaking news. Breaking news. It's getting crazy. We got a lot of topics to discuss, and we got to go through it one by one. I guess there is somebody to tell on. Before we came on, and lawyers were saying that Diddy was at the top of the food chain and that he wasn't going to be able to tell on anybody, that he was facing 360 years to life. And they broke it down using the using the paperwork. And now it seems like maybe there was somebody that he could tell on to get out of his situation. If you guys remember, we came on the live stream and we talked about this yesterday. I showed you guys this lawyer. Let's see if I can find him again, where he spoke about Diddy won't be able to snitch on anybody because he's at the top of the food chain. And I felt the same way. I felt like there's only so many people he can tell that the government will want more than him. But now it seems like people are starting to get arrested for the same things, for the same crimes. He's facing 360 years to life. 360 years is life. You know what I mean? But we're starting to see this play out. His kids have actually come out and made a statement today too. And I'm going to show you guys that. DJ Envy come out and made a statement. And we're going to talk about all that, man. So if you just coming in the room, let's set the room. If you guys don't know how we do it over here, we keep the likes at 50% of the people in the room. Hit that like button. If you in the chat, if it's your first time in the chat, let us know. And we're going to shout you out. Let us know where you from, your city, and or your country. And we're going to shout you out if it's your first time over here. If you've been here before, make sure you guys police them. Y'all know how we do over here. Tell them to keep the likes up. 50% of the people in the room. If it's 100 people in the room, tell them keep 50 likes. Y'all know how we do. We doing, you know what? Let's set this right here. Let me fix this. I want to make sure that we got it right. We're going to go subscribers only in the chat. Subscribers only in the chat today. Let's fix that. So if you're not subscribed, hurry up and go subscribe right now. I'll do it. You can be subscribed for 30 seconds and it's all good. We're doing subscribers only in the chat today. He getting ready to tell on everybody, man. And this lawyer says that, I'm gonna show you guys. This lawyer says that he's not gonna get out of jail by telling, but he'll get a better deal by telling. And it's just gonna knock some of his points down. So let's go recap this real quick while everybody coming in the room. Before we even do that, let's get our prayer going. Everybody know we pray before we start the live. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you, grateful, humble God, that we not in jail. We ask that you pray for, or we ask that you bless all the victims of these crimes, God, as these people are being arrested, as these CEOs are being arrested, as these executives that have been getting away with victimizing these people for these decades and decades are being arrested, God. We ask that you let your will be done, not ours, God. We ask that you let the victims heal, let them overcome the trauma and suffering that they've gone through, God. We ask that you bless those families and those people, God. And we ask that you let everybody in the chat today that's joining be blessed, and let us share this platform to communicate information and entertainment with each other. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, man, I want to show you guys what this lawyer said first about how much time Diddy is facing. And then we're going to get into what his kids said, Diddy's kids said, and all that.
How much time is Diddy looking at? All of it. What makes that interesting is a lot of times when people are looking at that much time, people say, oh, he's just going to buy his way out of it. One, no. They're like, well, he's going to cooperate a way out of it and help against a bigger fish. Man, he's the biggest fucking fish there is. So he can help against a bunch of people, but that's only going to reduce him some levels as you look at this chart. It's not going to take him all the way down to probation. So he might be like, fuck it, might as well go to trial.
So this dude right here is a lawyer. He said, he showed previously, if you guys haven't seen this live stream, he showed that Diddy is facing 360 years. He used the paperwork and he explained why. Right here, he said that, Diddy's the biggest fish there is and ain't no snitching. But obviously, apparently, after what's going on today, maybe not. Maybe not. So let's start with Diddy's kids. Diddy's kids have come out today and they've made a statement defending him. And we need to check this out. So it's mainly his sons. And I thought that was a huge mistake because I'm looking at it like, yo, if you his sons, y'all got videos and weird stuff, weird cases too. And y'all not kids, y'all grown. So Diddy's kids coming out releasing a statement defending them. It's like, bro, y'all grown. Y'all better be careful before the government start looking at y'all. You got to be careful what you say. There's a reason lawyers tell you to keep your mouth shut. Because they may not want y'all, but they may throw y'all in just because y'all trying to help him build his case. And we know what he's doing. We said this before, that he's going to come forward and he's going to say certain things because he wants to be in the good graces of the public. There's a reason that his kids are showing up at court dates and stuff like that, like making a spectacle of it. Obviously, it will be a spectacle regardless, but they need to be quiet. They coming out making the headline reads, Diddy's kids release a passionate statement defending their father. Y'all need to be quiet. And this is the boys, the sons. Y'all trying to play the public game, bro. Don't do that, because if y'all start winning that, then the federal government start looking at y'all and then everybody go to jail. Y'all not kids. Y'all grown men. The government don't care about putting y'all in jail, just like they don't care about putting him in jail. The article says Diddy's family is sticking with him. Sean Diddy Combs' children have shared a passionate statement in support of their father, who remains behind bars in Brooklyn. He's awaiting trial for his charges of alleged sex trafficking, racketeering, taken to Instagram on Tuesday morning. Quincy, Christian, Justin, Delilah, Jesse, and Chance all shared a picture of their family together. In the caption, they wrote, "The past month has devastated our family. Many have judged both him and us based on accusation, conspiracy theories, false narratives, and that have spiraled into absurdity on social media. We stand united, supporting you every step of the way. We hold on to the truth, knowing it will prevail, and nothing will break the strength of our family. We miss you and love you, Dad." Then they turn the comments off on the post. Now, we've seen previously them, going to his court hearing like this. And you got to think, if the level of entitlement that Diddy had, it gets passed down to the kids. So they think that if they just make a statement, that people is going to start feeling bad. And the whole goal of this is for people to start feeling bad for Diddy. Because if you don't understand what's going on, Diddy can't get bail. I'm going to give you guys a quick breakdown of what's really going on. Diddy put up $50 million and the government said, no, bail denied. He said, I'll do house arrest. Bail denied. He said, y'all can put GPS monitoring on me and I'll give you $50 million and I'll do house arrest and y'all can monitor anybody coming in and out of my house. The government said, no, bail denied. Diddy said, well, let's appeal that decision. His lawyers like, let's appeal that, because they're just trying to hurry up and get him home. Why do they need to get him home? Why is it so important for Diddy to get bail? Because he's sitting in there, I can't do this, I'm going crazy. You go from being on yachts, trust me, I've been locked up before. You go from being on yachts, traveling the world, getting on jets, jumping on and off jets, drinking every day, drug use allegedly. You go from being able to sleep with any woman that you want to a 4x8 and a bunk bed, a metal bed, and a cot. You want to hurry up and get out of there. I want to fight this from the street. He's completely uncomfortable. So he want to get on bail, not just because he's uncomfortable, but because if he can come home on bail right now, they could start playing the public game. They could start playing the PR game. They need that time to play the PR game. You can't play the PR game with the government and get articles out and do all the philanthropic work and make yourself look good from behind bars. You look like a monster behind bars. So he wants to get out on bail as soon as possible in order for him to start playing the PR game and to start making a potentially tainted jury look at him more favorably. So the jury is looking at him right now like, you a monster. As soon as we get the chance to convict you, we saying guilty. We coming back in 45 minutes, boy. But if he can get out, his lawyers can push this case back for 2 years, 3 years. Oh, we want to waive time. We want to waive time. If you've been locked up, if you've been to court, you know what I'm talking about. The lawyer's going to come. We want to waive time. We want to waive time. That gives his lawyers the opportunity to make him look less like a monster and make him look a little more favorably to a potential jury. Then it gives the jury time between today and the trial date to forget about some of the stuff that he's been accused of. So it's a little easier to forget it 3 years from now. Like, oh yeah, he was accused of that. Because we know with this climate of social media and we know what the climate of where society is, people are very short-sighted and short-minded, small-minded. So they're not gonna think about, oh yeah, 3 years ago Diddy did. Remember when Diddy? It was like, it'll be like that. Like, remember when Diddy was accused of this and accused of that? It wasn't like so that's why his lawyers want to get him on bail. So to catch up on what's going on right now, his kids coming out and making statements, because that's what the article reads, and we read the statement. His kids coming out and making statements is all a part of he's not getting bail. Because he's been denied bail 3 times and he's going to a 3-panel judge on an appeal. So 3 judges are going to be saying bail or no bail, and they're going to vote on it. But because his bail has been denied so much, the lawyers are looking at it like it's not good. We got to start trying to play the PR game while he's behind bars. How can we play the PR game when he's behind bars? We use his kids. We got to make him look to the public like he's a great father. And this is messed up that he has to sit in jail while his kids want him home. But nobody's talking about the kids. The government is going to look at it from this perspective. What about the kids of the victims? Or what about the victims that were kids? What about them? You want to be home for your kids, but what about the kids that you victimized? That's how the government is going to look at it. So no bail. But the whole point of his kids coming out, making a statement and trying to, say something about Diddy coming home, or, oh, it's messed up. That what the statement say? The statement said, in the caption, they wrote that the past month has devastated our family. This is Diddy kids. Many have judged both him and us based on accusations, conspiracy theories, and false narratives that have spiraled into absurdity on social media. We stand united, supporting you every step of the way. We hold on to the truth, knowing it will prevail and nothing will break the strength of our family. We miss and love you, Dad. Then they turned off the comments. Hit the like button if you're just coming in, please. Let's get the likes up, get this out to as many people as possible. They're doing all that because there is no other way to make him look like an angel while he's locked up. And they need him to look like an angel because he goes to trial May 5th. He's going to trial May 5th. That's like right around the corner. 6 months for a trial this big. His lawyer, the government said we can, they put a statement out, the feds put a statement out saying we could go to trial next week if he won. That's how confident the prosecutor's office is that they're going to put this man away for 360 years to life he's facing. 360 years to life is what he's facing. And we went by, and we get that number not from speculation. We get that number from the sentencing guidelines. And I'll show you guys right here. This is the sentencing guidelines that he's facing. This is his paperwork. This is Diddy's paperwork. And then these are his points. These points add up to more years. Those points, that 2, 4, 2, all those add up to more years. So these determine what's the minimum he could get. Let me see if we could go back a little bit. Oh, my fault.
How much time
Check it out.
is Diddy looking at? All of it.
Check it out.
I'm getting a lot of questions on how do you make the determination, or what is the determination of how much time Diddy is actually looking at. If you're dealing with the
360 years to life.
We have a statute. Under the statute, it says you're looking at this much time, and then criminal defense attorneys go out of their way to try to argue that you should get less, or you should get probation, or something of that nature. The federal sentencing guidelines, or the federal sentence, is different. How do we determine federal sentencing? Well, one, we have a chart. Here's that chart now in front of you. Look at it.
This is the sentencing guidelines for the federal court. These are years. So if you're an offense level, they chart it just like a multiplication chart. You got this offense level, you in this zone, and then your criminal history is the x-axis. So here, okay, you've only done 0 or 1 thing. That's your first offense. You've done 1 offense before. Okay, now we're gonna put you in this category right here. Then we're gonna go down to the offense level. Okay, how bad is what you did? Offense level is how bad is what you did, or what you're accused of this time. Then we're gonna stay in that bracket. Based on that, we'll figure out how many years you're gonna get. Diddy ain't beating this case, and even if he snitched, he got to snitch on so many people, and he's still going to jail.
Look at it. Now, under that chart, the first thing at the top of that is your criminal history category. That means, what is your criminal record? That means, does Diddy have any criminal record? I don't know.
Yes,
so
he got a criminal record.
Sake, let's assume he doesn't. So he stays on that left side of the chart. So he doesn't slide to the right like the cha-cha slide. But on the left side is what's called the base offense level. That's where you start. Almost all crimes in the federal system are put under these numbers. They've already decided what crimes carry. Diddy, let's just take one of his charges, just one. Let's take the sex trafficking charge. The sex trafficking charge is broken up 2 parts. You can either mess with an adult, or you can mess with minors. If you mess with minors, they don't have to prove coercion. If they're messing with adults, they have to prove coercion. That's going to be interesting if they're going to be able to.
So he's in level 34.
We'll talk about that later. But the base offense level for the sex trafficking is 34. Go down to the chart. You look at 34, level 34. If he has a criminal history category of 1.
If he's never committed a crime a day in his life, he's at level 34. That's how many years he's facing. 151 to 188 years for the crimes. If you want your comment put on screen, buy a super chat. We'll put you on screen. We'll respond to your comment or question.
Or 0. You see he's at level 434. That's 151 to 188 months. 60 months is 5 years. 120 months is 10 years. You can.
Oh, excuse me. That was months, not year.
But the base offense level is just what it is. Base. How much can you smoke? Base is the start. Now we'll show you a chart how we figure these things out, or how everybody does.
And this is what Diddy says. So now they're adding points. So that's how many months he's looking at. Dude is facing life, bro. So back to the point. When he's saying when his kids are coming out saying certain things, when you see them in front of the courtroom taking pictures, all the publicity, that's all he can do to get favorably, to be looked upon favorably in the public. He can't come out and defend himself. So he gotta say happy birthday. You guys seen him post on his Instagram happy birthday? Let me see if I can pull that up. He posted a picture of him and his youngest daughter. And he posted a picture saying happy birthday to his youngest daughter. Let me see. I can pull it up right now. And the purpose of it is not just because he just wants to say happy birthday that bad. It's because we got to be looked at. We need you guys to look at me. Here it is. This is what he posted. We need you guys to look at me as the father. Let me see. Hold on real quick. It's tripping. We need you guys to look at me as a good father. And you can't do that if I'm sitting in jail behind bars and these accusations keep coming out and everybody keeps saying different things about me and these reports keep coming out and everybody keeps suing me and so it's really, really hard for him to be painted favorably in the public from behind bars. So his lawyer's first thing is get him on bail. Let's extend this court date out as much as possible. If we can extend it out for 3 years, 4 years, 3 years, let's say, then we can start painting him in the public eye a little bit better. Okay, that didn't work. Bail denied 3 times. They're trying to get it on appeal, but it don't look good after your bail been denied 3 times. So now the game plan is put his kids in the public eye. At least let's make him look human before his trial. If we don't get bail, let's make his kids, let's use his kids to make him look human. So he posting pictures of his baby on his Instagram while he's in jail. Happy birthday. It's all a PR game. It's all a PR stunt to make the public say, man, that's messed up. He's a dad. He should be released. And then if you don't understand that, if you don't believe that, look what DJ Envy said. DJ Envy is from The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God. Angela, you used to be over there, but The Breakfast Club. Look at the headline. DJ Envy believes Diddy should be released on bond for his children. If you don't believe what I was saying, follow the trail, bro. They want him released because they want to make him look good. And they're using the children before his next bond hearing, because he has another one coming up with a 3-panel judge where they're going to vote. They're trying to make him look good before he goes to that 3-panel judge and say, look, man, even though, he's accused of messing with kids, even though he's accused of doing all this stuff, I mean, he got kids. But the federal government, once again, is looking at it like, well, what about the kids the victims that were kids? What about the alleged victims that have kids? That they have to go through this. What about Cassie's kids? What about all that? You want us to release you for your kids, but come on, bro. They need to be quiet. His kids need to be quiet. They making statements. And look, this is what DJ Envy said. DJ Envy and Gia Casey, DJ Envy's wife, discussed the Diddy situation on Monday. The couple hosts a podcast, acknowledged the string of latest lawsuits that have been filed. DJ Envy started off by conceding to Diddy's seemingly bizarre sexual habits. He said Diddy's a freak nigga, but there's nothing wrong with being a freaky person. The fact that he has 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube just means that he likes to get ish popping. Bro, what is you talking about, DJ Envy? He's not in jail because he's freaky. He in jail because it's a crime to use coercion, fear, or force to you can't do this stuff, bro. I get, and then there's people that are accusing him of forcing them, bro. There's people accusing him. He knows better than this. Envy know better than this. He's in the industry though, so he got to play, the corporate game on some level. But it's just like, be quiet if you don't have. Diddy is not in jail because he has baby oil bottles. Y'all cannot think the government is that stupid that they would. The government spends money. Let me get back up here. The government spends money to put people in jail. You think they're gonna spend money because they're gonna spend all the money they spent to raid his houses, to arrest him, and to do this investigation since they said they've been investigating Diddy since 2008. You think they've been spending money from 2008 to 2024, spending money on this investigation, paying staff, paying people around this situation, paying officers, paying investigators, private investigators, paying everybody that the government has to pay, lawyers, because they have to pay those people salaries to put somebody in jail. They ain't just coming. Then they got to pay for all the Homeland Security that raided his houses at the same time. All 3 houses, same time. New York, Miami, and LA. That costs money, bro. Those resources cost. You think they spending all that money because he had baby oil bottles? Be quiet, bro. Come on, man. You know better than that. He knows better than that. He know they ain't came for nothing and they ain't leaving with nothing. He says, DJ Envy said, the fact that he has 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube means he just likes to get ish popping. DJ Envy then delved into the court of public opinion and the way fans have reacted to the Diddy allegations. He said, I don't like how people convict him before hearing all of the evidence. I didn't like the fact that they didn't give him a bond. It was the latter point in particular that bothered DJ Envy the most. He says, Diddy has 3 kids without a mom. Kim Porter passed away. I feel like he should have got a bond and been able to fight this outside. The Breakfast Club host then pointed to instances of other dubious men who were given bonds before their trial began. He pointed to Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, O.J. Simpson. He acknowledged that O.J. Simpson attempted to run from police while on bond, but felt that Diddy should be given the same benefit of the doubt. Bro, I could argue that none of them should have been given the benefit of the doubt. What are we talking about? Harvey Weinstein specifically, I don't feel like he should have ever got a bond. And I think it took work. If I remember correctly, he didn't just get one right away. It took some appeals and stuff. Give me 1 second. Envy went on to say, in this society, it feels like you're guilty until proven innocent, but it should be the opposite. It should be innocent until proven guilty. Bro, we saw him on camera. That was the significance of the Cassie video. Once we saw him on camera doing that, all the other stuff go out the window. That was the reason the government put that out, in my opinion. Because now y'all get to see for yourself. This ain't all lies. Because before it's like, there's no way Diddy did all that. He can't be that stupid. He a billionaire. He can't be. We don't think Diddy is stupid enough to do all this stuff. But when you see him doing what he did to Cassie on that video, and you see how he just completely don't care that the cameras is on. He don't care that he in a hotel full of people. He don't care that he in public. He don't care about none of that. It makes you think like, okay, maybe he was doing all this and we just don't know. Because look how comfortable he is doing this in front of all these cameras with the Cassie video. So what else is he comfortable doing that he just felt like he was going to get away with? That's how people start looking at it. And even when his kids come out and make a statement, it's like, bro, y'all got to remember, we ain't just going off of nothing. People ain't just going off of what they think. They're going off the stories. Nobody's coming out to defend this man publicly. Not really. Like, nobody's saying that this stuff 100% is lies and did not happen. The government has tapes. There's been reports of them tapes being floated around Hollywood. There's reports of them tapes being sold to the highest bidder with other celebrities on it. There's been reports of celebrities making calls behind the scenes. We're not just going off of nothing with this guy. Everybody is saying something for a reason. Hit the like button if you just come in. I appreciate you guys being here. Please hit the like button. Everybody is saying something about this dude for a reason. Nobody's just going off of, oh, well, it's innocent too. What did DJ Envy say? Let's get back to that article. What did he say? In this society, it feels like you're guilty until proven innocent, but it should be the opposite. It should be innocent until proven guilty. If that's the case, bro, he's been proven guilty because we've seen it on camera. What are you talking about? They raided his house. They got the tapes, bro. So to the public, we may not have the full scope of the evidence, but to the government, he's 100% guilty. We got him on camera. We got the tapes. So the article says the DJ Envy, went on to note that Diddy's legacy, which is ingrained. I hate when they do this. Bro, what are you talking about? Why are we talking about his legacy? We're not taking nothing away from what Diddy has accomplished. We're not taking nothing away from what he's been in business, the money he's made. Hip-hop entertainment, this is why hip-hop entertainment irritate me, bro. As much as I love hip-hop and our culture, entertainment, these industry dudes irritate me because all they think life is about hip-hop legacy. Bro, we're not talking about hip hop legacy. We're talking about crimes. The DJ went on to note that Diddy's legacy, which is ingrained in hip hop and popular culture writ large, has been tarnished. His life has been tarnished, bro. You talking about his hip hop legacy? We talking about this, who we look at him as a man, how we look at him as a man, has been tarnished. Said if he did do the things that they said he did, DJ Envy concluded, he should go to jail for a long time. Absolutely, he should effing go to jail. Bro, shut up. No disrespect, but you just trying to clean it up, family. You just trying to clean it up. You said what you said. You said Diddy's a freaky nigga, but there's nothing wrong with being freaky. The fact that he has 1,000 bottles of oil and lube just means he likes to get ish popping. I don't like how people convict him before hearing all the evidence. That's DJ Envy statement, bro. We've seen enough evidence to know we not cool with this. We've heard enough. So, like I said, you guys, even DJ Envy saying, the headline was DJ Envy believes Diddy should be released on bond for his kids. His kids coming out making statements. His kids going to court. They playing the PR game because Diddy got a bond hearing coming up, and they're trying to make him look like the sympathetic father that everybody should feel bad for, and let's get him out of jail because we feel bad for him. Even Russell Simmons' daughter has come forward. I'll show you guys that in a second. You guys remember when a couple weeks ago, when Diddy's children attended the court hearing to support him, which they're supposed to be there. But why is Brittany Griner in the article? That's what it was. They're playing a public game. They're getting getting caught on TMZ cameras and all that. They're playing a public game. Now let's see what Russell Simmons' daughter said. I just saw this. Russell Simmons' daughter demands respect for Diddy's children as allegations mount. Well, people don't have no problem with Diddy's kids until they start talking. And what they don't realize, she said, I think his daughters and children are such wonderful people. I really hope you guys treat them with love and respect because they're nice kids. The kids is different. I agree with that. With the kids, 100% different. But the grown men that we calling his kids, bro, y'all got to be quiet. Y'all could be arrested too. The government don't play that. Like, you need to be quiet and let the lawyers do the talking, especially in a case like this. Because y'all got questionable, ain't Diddy's son facing a weird case too. Let me pull that up. Let's see, here it is. Let me see. Which one was facing it? Look. He facing a weird case too. His son accused of the same type of stuff. The son of rapper Sean Diddy Combs has been accused of sexually assaulting a woman on a yacht during a family holiday in St. Martin. Y'all gotta be quiet. This is what I'm saying, bro. They need to be quiet and let the lawyers do their job, because anything y'all say is not going to help him right now. I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to make Diddy look favorable. They're trying to make it where the jury feel a little bit, somebody in there might be human, because all they need is one juror to say, I feel bad for him. Or better, they're trying to get him on bail so they could push this case back 3 years, 2 years. And then that gives Diddy's lawyers time to make him look a little better in the public eye. So I get the goal, but if I'm Diddy's sons, I'm being quiet, bro, because y'all got questionable videos up and all that too. And the government might already be looking at y'all as part of this RICO, because again, to be a RICO case, it has to be more than just one person. It can't just be one person. More than one person has to be arrested on a RICO. So Diddy's getting ready to tell on people if he can. If it's gonna get my sentence reduced to 10 years instead of life, he gonna tell. He going to jail. You know, he going to jail. But y'all got stuff like, let me see if I could play this video, even if I could play this video on camera. I'll play this one. Check this out. This is why I say this right here, this video right here, stuff like this is why I say Diddy's sons need to be quiet. Y'all seen this one? I'm sure a lot of y'all seen this by now. Y'all seen this? Like y'all gotta chill while y'all can before the court tell y'all to chill, make y'all chill. All right, so let's get into this. Now there's a CEO, former CEO that's been arrested today. Oh, let me make sure. Let me take this off and reload it real quick. One second. The former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, Mike Jeffries, he's been arrested today on the same thing. Look at this. He look weird. I'm sorry. This dude look weird. Mike Jeffries, he's the former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch. It says he's been arrested for trafficking and interstate prostitution. It says he's been arrested in West Palm Beach, Florida. Matthew Smith and James Jacobson of Wisconsin were also arrested in connection with these charges. They're expected to appear in federal court in Florida and Wisconsin today and arraigned on a later date in the Eastern District of New York. So they got arrested in Florida, but they got to go up to New York. What that sound like to y'all? They go into federal court and then they got to go back up to New York. See, Jeffries was the CEO of the popular clothing brand from 1992 to 2014. If you guys remember, let me see if I can find it. I don't know if I can find it, but who was the other executive? The Macy's executive. If you guys remember, they said Diddy has been being investigated since like 92. They said they kicked up the investigation and started putting money into it in 2008. But the crimes go back to the 90s. And if you remember, I'm going to show you guys that in a second. Let's get through this one and I'll show you guys the other one. I got it right here. So Jeffries was the CEO of the popular clothing brand between 92 and 2014. Jeffries, Smith, and Jacobson each faced a single count of sex trafficking as well as 15 counts of interstate prostitution tied to 15 alleged victims. A federal indictment alleges Jeffries, along with Smith, his romantic partner, Jacobson, who's described as a recruiter, operated in international trafficking and prostitution business. It alleges they organized sex events in England, France, Italy, Morocco, New York, and St. Bart's. They employed coercive, fraudulent, and deceptive tactics in connection with the recruitment, hiring, transportation, obtaining, maintaining, solicitation, and payment of the men to engage in commercial sex, bro. Coercive is the main word. That's the first one they use, coercive. I mean, you try to convince these people to do something based on, saying that they'll give an opportunity or they'll give money or they'll do something. They're using coercion. The men who attended the events allegedly were led to believe that it could lead to modeling opportunities or help their careers, or that not complying with the request for certain acts during the events could harm their careers. So they were having their own little freak offs. I'm sure Diddy is. I believe with all the information we got that Diddy had to give some information on these dudes. The men were required to sign NDAs and surrender their wallets and cell phones during the events. See, that's the way they played it. Don't this sound like a Diddy case? Don't this sound just like Diddy case? You sign an NDA, you come in here, surrender your cell phone and surrender your wallets. I just saw a video yesterday. Of Diddy taking cell phones. Check it out. So don't this sound just like a similar thing? Don't this sound similar? Hit the like button if you just came in, please. Hit the like button if you're in here, if you've been in here for a while. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please hit it. Press that thumbs up for me. Helps the video go to more people. The men were required to sign NDAs, surrender their wallets and cell phones. These executives and these people, they so stupid. Like, y'all don't even know. They don't even realize if you committing a crime, bro, an NDA don't mean nothing. It's thrown out as soon as you're arrested for the crime. So those people are still going to be witnesses against you. Y'all sign an NDA so it can't be a civil suit. I get that, but like, it don't really mean nothing if you're committing a crime. Jeffrey Smith and Jacobson also allegedly recruited, hired, and paid an exclusive set of household staff to facilitate and supervise the freak-offs. The staff provided Jeffrey Smith and the men who attended alcohol, muscle relaxants. Don't this sound like a Diddy case? Alcohol, muscle relaxers, known as poppers, and lubricant, Viagra and condoms, among other items. Either Jacobson or the staff paid the men for attending the SEX events. Breon Peace, the U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of New York, said in a news conference that Jeffries and Smith. So if they got this is why this has to be Diddy got to be involved snitching on these people. Got to be, because how they arrested in Florida? All this is happening in Florida. They go into federal court in Florida, then they got to get transferred to the Eastern District of New York. Why? Unless they part of this RICO that Diddy going through. Said in a news conference that Jeffries and Smith spent millions on the sex trafficking enterprise, from paying staff, paying for travel, and paying to maintain secrecy. So they've been doing this behind the scenes. Peace said the operation used a referral system and interview process during which the men that were allegedly preyed upon were not informed about the details of the events before attending. So they didn't even know what they were going to do. They just got men, they paying men, and then when they get there, they finding out like, hey, bro, bend over. It's crazy. It said these were called tryouts. During those tryouts of potential candidates, Jacobson typically had candidates first engage in commercial sex acts with him, the indictment said. At the events, the men were pressured to drink and consume poppers, the muscle relaxers, and on more than one occasion, when men did not or could not consent, Jeffries and Smith violated the bodily integrity of these men by subjecting them or continuing to subject them to invasive and violent contact by body parts and other objects. We just saw the lawsuit the other day where old girl was saying that Diddy put a TV remote up her. This whole case that these white guys got arrested for today sound like a Diddy case. It sounds like the same thing. This is a quote from the Eastern District of New York's U.S. attorney, federal attorney for the Eastern District of New York. He said, powerful individuals for too long have trafficked and abused for their own sexual pleasure young people with few resources and a dream of securing a successful career in fashion or entertainment. So the feds in New York is on it. They like, nah, we taking down all of y'all. He said powerful individuals for too long, this is the U.S. attorney, have trafficked and abused for their own pleasure young people with few resources and a dream of securing a successful career in fashion or entertainment. They tired of it. Peace said he warned anyone who thinks they can, this is the lawyer, the U.S. attorney, he warns anyone who thinks they can exploit or coerce by using the so-called casting couch system that they should prepare to trade that couch for a bed in federal prison. He own them. Basically, we getting all y'all up out of here, bro. Dude said we getting all of them. We got Diddy. You know what they doing in that office too. You know what they doing when Diddy come through there through that federal building. Look, man, you can do 360 to life. You could do 300 years and you could die and all these guys can keep doing what they're doing, or you could do 15, 20 years and you can give us 50 names and we can get all these guys off the street. And we'll give this one life instead of you. We don't want you. We want everybody. You know that's how they talking to him. And Diddy, oh, you don't want to do it? Diddy like, nah, probably. It's lawyers like, we ain't telling on nobody. That's a death sentence. Okay, go back to your cell then. You know what? I believe the next step is gonna be. Hey, maybe we just, if you don't start telling names, maybe we just, arrest your sons. I don't know. That's how the feds work, bro. That's how the feds are. They'll come and say something like that, trip you like, oh, then Diddy going back to his cell. He ain't got no bail. All he doing is thinking all day. You don't know how long, if you've never been to jail, you don't know how long a day is. You don't really know how long a day is if you've never been to jail. When you go to jail, you realize 24 hours is a lot of time. That's a long day. So all day he's sitting on that bunk in that cell. He in 23 and 1. He coming out for an hour a day. And in reality, if you've been locked up, if you ever been 23 and 1, I have, then you're not really coming out every single day for that 1 hour. Sometimes they give you that 1 hour. Sometimes they don't. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they allow you out for the hour. Sometimes they don't. Most times they don't. You might be on lockdown for 2 months and don't get to come out your cell at all for 2 months, except for a shower. One at a time. So he's sitting there, Diddy going back to his cell, thinking about everything that the feds told him today. And F what my lawyer's talking about, because my lawyers ain't doing their job. They ain't getting me out of jail. So why would I listen to them? He's sitting there thinking about it. And the feds is using every mental tactic that they can use on him. Man, give them the worst food. They need Diddy to snitch. The police aren't really great at their job. They need people to tell. They do a good job when people start telling. So they need Diddy to tell. So this whole case with this CEO, this fashion CEO that just got arrested, it sounds like a Diddy case. It sounds like Diddy went in there, was like, I know some things. I know who else was doing, I learned this from this person. I learned how to do that from this person. What else? He in there like Frank Lucas. Y'all remember the scene where Denzel sitting there? Denzel sitting there and Diddy in there just like that right now. Y'all remember the scene with Frank Lucas? Before we'll get back to the article in a second. Do y'all remember the scene when Frank Lucas got arrested and he's sitting across from the cop. Let me see if I can find the picture of that scene. This one right here. Y'all remember this scene when in the movie when Denzel's sitting across from Richie and he like, what you got, Richie? He like, I got Harlem. I got Harlem. I took care of Harlem. Harlem gonna take care of me. You can believe that. And the cop like, I got more than that. I got a line of people around the corner. They want to talk about everything you did to them. That's the situation Diddy in. Let's get back to this article. So The U.S. attorney said, I warn anyone who thinks they can exploit or coerce by using the so-called casting couch system that they should prepare to trade that couch for a bed in federal prison. Powerful individuals for too long have trafficked and abused people for their own sexual pleasure. Young people specifically. Said with few resources and a dream of securing a successful career in fashion or entertainment. He's tired of it. The news of Jeffrey's arrest, this other CEO, comes 1 year after BBC News published an explosive report that said Jeffries exploited men at parties he hosted. That report said 12 men described attending or organizing events that includes these SEX acts for Jeffries. So he got 12 people testifying against him too. And his partner, Matthew Smith. You know the feds went in there like, Diddy, do you know anything about this case? It's all in New York. It's all in fashion. Diddy was huge in fashion. Sean John and all that. Jeffrey's attorney, Brian Bieber, told, that's ironic, Bieber, told NBC News at the time that Jeffries would not comment on reports about his personal life. Abercrombie and Fitch said the company was appalled and disgusted by the allegations, so they got away from him. His lawyer, this guy's lawyer, on Tuesday in a response to the arrest said, we will respond in detail to the allegations after an indictment is unsealed and when appropriate, but plan to do so in the courthouse, not in the media. Shortly after that, the CEO was sued for allegedly turning a blind eye to the the company was sued for turning a blind eye to the misconduct. Today's arrests are monumental. This is a quote. Today's arrests are monumental for the aspiring male models who were victimized by these individuals. This is a quote from one of the attorneys involved in the class action lawsuit. It says their fight for justice doesn't end here. We look forward to holding Abercrombie and Fitch liable for facilitating this terrible conduct and ensuring that this cannot happen again. So that's the arrest that was made today. It looked crazy. Now, if you guys aren't aware, the Macy's CEO, the former CEO of Macy's, is also in hot water for this right here. The former CEO of Macy's is already making statements, and he's already come out and defended his position after it was reported that Macy's was accused of covering up Diddy's sexual assault in a stockroom. So this is a crazy story too. Diddy, obviously, we all know he has 120 new allegations and lawsuits. It says in a lawsuit filed by a John Doe in Ohio, Combs is accused of orally raping a man while he was working in the stockroom at Macy's in New York. The suit names Macy's as a defendant, claiming that the company acted to protect the multi-million-dollar deal with Combs' clothing brand after the attack. The plaintiff said he worked as an advisor. The guy that is accusing Diddy of this said he worked as an advisor for Diddy's rival clothing company, Echo, at that time. The disturbing allegations state Diddy's bodyguards violently attacked him prior to the assault, striking him and threatening to kill him. Diddy allegedly forced the victim to perform oral on him and call him Echo. So this guy is basically saying that because Diddy was a rival company, Diddy forced this dude to give him head, and like a humiliation type of thing. After the attack, the lawsuit alleges Combs began passing out merchandise to an adoring crowd as if nothing happened. So Diddy did this allegedly and then walked out and started throwing merch out to a crowd. I guess it was at an event. There was a crowd outside or something. When the plaintiff reported the assault to Macy's security, he allegedly received no follow-up and was later barred from the store. According to the lawsuit, approximately 3 weeks later, Terry Lundgren, CEO of Macy's, pressured Echo executives to fire him. So the CEO of Macy's is accused of pressuring the other company executives, Echo executives, to fire this guy. This guy worked for Echo because Macy's had just signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Sean John Clothing. So basically, this guy's saying Diddy did this to me, forced me to give him head, beat me up in a Macy's store, And then when Macy's found out about it, when they went and looked at the camera, they covered it up. And then they called my company that I was working for and told them to fire me because they just did a multi-million-dollar deal with Diddy. So they were trying to protect that deal. He said that the CEO of Macy's is the one that called over. The plaintiff says he was subsequently fired and stripped of his company paid apartment. So he lost his place that he was living, and he lost he's saying that he lost the place he was living and his job. Echo wasn't named in the suit. I thought that was interesting. Why you ain't sue the company that fired you? Anyways, the plaintiff also believes that the report of the assault was destroyed or otherwise purged from Macy's records, and no action was ever taken as a result. To this day, this man, quote, fears for his life. Macy's hasn't returned a request for a comment. Now, I believe that the CEO of Macy's did now respond. I'm going to see if I can find that. I believe at this point he has responded. Let me see. And this is one of the CEOs that stepped down in May. The CEO of Macy's just stepped down in May, which is, he puts him right in there with all these people that stepped down after Diddy been after Diddy had been facing all this stuff. Let me see. I'm trying to find it if the CEO responded yet. I thought I saw. I know Diddy's lawyers responded to this. They said Mr. Combs and his legal team have full confidence in the facts and their legal defenses and integrity of the judicial process. Regular response. But I swore I saw an article where Terry Lundgren responded. Terry Lundgren is the CEO of Macy's, the former CEO of Macy's that just stepped down in May, I believe it was. Maybe it was on. I don't know. I guess I can't find it right now. But I'm pretty sure I saw a response from this guy. It was a nonsense response. Oh, no. Correction. This CEO retired from Macy's as an executive in 2018. I found it. I found the CEO's response to this Diddy thing. So the Macy's CEO said this. His representatives said, while Mr. Lundgren has not seen the complaint, he denies having any involvement or awareness in the matters described in the complaint on which the New York Post reported, nor did he authorize any of the actions which are alleged. So he did respond to this. He said, I ain't seen it, but I deny everything involved. I deny any involvement with it. I didn't authorize nothing. That's what the Macy's CEO said. So overall, it's just a bad situation, man. It's a bad situation. And of course, everybody's going to deny their involvement. Everybody's going to deny knowing anything about anything. They're going to stay out of the way. Dame Dash went on an interview or something like that, and he was talking about why Kevin Hart don't speak up on these situations. I want to play that. I haven't heard it yet, but I was waiting to come on the live stream to play it. Let's listen to that real quick. Let's listen to this.
Like certain people that were cool with me all of a sudden just stopped. Like Kevin Hart, for example, who's another person that I look at like he was on Rockefeller Films, right? Like I discovered Kev, and you know, so what happened with Kevin and I was we kept up with each other, like up till he was in NYC. He was doing a show at the New York, what was it at, Rock? NYU. In NYU. And then the next time it was the Garden. and I didn't get the call. And we just stopped being cool. It was like all of a sudden, the minute he got to a certain level, he stopped calling. And that's happened with me with people where once they get, and then all of a sudden there's a whole new set of friends. And now I see him over there. Like, I didn't know all this, but I see him over there. They got the tapes of him at the party with the mic, and when people ask him questions, he's real serious. And I'm like, damn, what the fuck is going on? Kevin's over there too. And now, if I could ask him, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck you was doing over there? Like, because I've known these people for 20, 30 years. So I could, we talk like that. So it wouldn't be like an uncomfortable conversation. You're a comedian. I'd be like, yo, you had the baby oil, you was next to the bed. Like, you got to tell me so. And why are you being so quiet about it?
He said, well, Kevin Hart, you had the baby oil next to the bed. If you don't know what he's talking about that video of Kevin Hart. Go look it up. I'm not going to play it on here, but go look it up. Where Kevin Hart is at Diddy party, and you see the baby oil in the background, the bed, the candles, the microphone. They wasn't doing nothing but talking on microphones, but everybody seemed like they was drunk or high. It seemed like that. So that's what Dame Dash is talking about when he say that. He questions like, why you ain't saying nothing about this, bro? Marlon Wayans said something about these Diddy parties.
All right, so here's the thing. I've been to
this Marlon Wayans
10, 15. I know Puff since he was Puff. I knew we went to college together. So I went to Howard. I always wanted to go to Diddy parties. He's at the hottest parties in DC.
Right.
I was too young to get into those. But when I got to LA and throughout the years, the 90s, come on, man, I'm Biggie, and I've been around a long time. Mm-hmm. And I will say this, I've been to maybe 10, 15, some of this house, I've never seen shit. I have never, you put a lot to test on me when they're like, oh, well, there's videos. Great. Show me. You gonna see me sipping Ciroc and maybe pushing the deli on to the side because that shit too strong. But you ain't gonna. And nasty. Give you a little sugar. You gotta put a little Ciroc in your deli on. And I've never seen any of the stuff that they say happened. I've never been to a freak off. That's just not my vibes. That's not Wayne's vibes. Beyond that, I gotta honor. I go to a party, whatever. But I always got my mother, my father, and God. And you can be around things and then go, yeah, this ain't for me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's just never been my vibe. I don't get off.
Yeah, man. A lot of people gonna say that they went, but they ain't see nothing, they ain't do nothing. I believe Marlon though. I don't believe Marlon had nothing to do with none of that. These other people that's being arrested and all this other stuff going on, it don't look good. I'll just say that. You know what I'm saying? It don't look good. A lot of these people, they got something to do with a lot of something going on. I just thought overall, we see the play, man. We see the play. We see what everybody's trying to do. And these stories are going to keep coming out. Let's get to some of these super chat comments and let's have some conversation about what's going on. Send me a super chat if you want your comment or question put on screen. Let's have some dialogue now. Said, check out my plane model. They have been hiding lands beyond 80th latitude south for about 500 years. Appreciate the donation, bro. Said, who gets let out because of kids? We talking special treatment. That's a good point, bro. That's a good point. Nobody gets to you don't just get to go home because of your kids. Everybody in jail would go home if that was the case, bro. Like, everybody in jail would be like, man, let me out right now. I agree with that 100%. Said he wants to get out because he's talking. That's a good observation. A lot of people feel like, because let me pull that report up. There was a report where Diddy said he was, or they said that Diddy said he was terrified because he felt like he would be poisoned. There was a report going around about that. Do you guys remember that? This report right here went around. Let me see if it pulls up. Says Diddy not eating, or no one trying to poison me. And he had to come out and refute it. Diddy eat, I'm eating normally, I'm eating fine. No one trying to poison me. Like, bro, clean that up. Because they put him on off yourself watch. Says Diddy's not afraid of other inmates giving him poison apple in prison. Because there was a report going around saying that he was terrified that that's what was going to happen. So I know Suge Knight even came out and said that Diddy need to watch his back because the iLLUminati was coming for him. Did you guys see that? Suge Knight came out. Suge Knight, who's doing time in prison right now. If you don't know who Suge Knight is, this is like former rival of Diddy too. Suge was Tupac's executive. And let me see if I can find the right one. Suge has been saying a lot about this situation. Suge even said this. Look, Suge Knight alleges that Jay-Z and Dr. Dre knew about Diddy's crimes. So he's saying that Jay-Z and Dre knew about it. Now, Suge always has something to say about Dre. He don't like Dr. Dre at all. But Suge said that Jay-Z and Dr. Dre knew about this. That's the headline. You guys can see that clearly. Let's see what the quote said. It says the former label boss alleged that none of the people who were friendly with Diddy have spoken up, however, because they know that he's guilty. Suge Knight did not tiptoe around the topic. He referenced some of the biggest rappers in the game by name, including his own former associates. Facts is there. That's what Suge Knight said. Suge Knight said the facts is there. Where we are at now, I don't care if it's T.I., I don't care if it's Rick Ross, I don't care if it's Jay-Z. The convict went on to name other artists on the West Coast with Diddy affiliations. Suge said, I don't care if it's Snoop, I don't care if it's the game, I don't care if it's Dr. Dre. He said, nobody's stepping up on the fact that you know what's going on. He said Suge's name game didn't stop at musicians. He proceeded to call out other industry figures who held power. The Death Row co-founder alleged that people like Clive Davis, Jimmy Iovine, and Russell Simmons are also engaging in criminal behavior behind the scenes. This is not the first time that the parallels between the Bad Boy founder and icons like Clive Davis and Russell Simmons have been drawn. Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, told the Art of Dialogue that both men served as influences in Diddy's lifestyle. They was heavy into beating women. This is a quote. They was heavy into beating women and doing things at that crazy at that stage. That's going to make him think that he can get away with the same thing. So Suge said that. Suge also said that Diddy and Clive Davis were once lovers. You guys remember these previous reports? Said that Clive Davis and Suge said Diddy and Clive Davis were sleeping together. And that's kind of where Diddy learned all this behavior. So Suge said that Jimmy Iovine, the executive at Interscope, said this to him. We in the office in Westwood, the Interscope office, Suge said. I walked in Jimmy's office. I didn't have to knock on the door. We was having a conversation, and he overheard somebody say something he probably shouldn't have heard. He said, I'm here. He said, I'm here because Clive Davis told me that him and Puffy's real tight and, lovers. So I thought he was talking like they got love for each other. This is what Suge is saying. I thought they was talking like they got love for each other. He said, I'm like, all right. He said, nah, they're lovers. Diddy and Clive Davis are lovers. He continued. And Suge said, I'm like, why do you keep saying that? He said, are they effing and sucking on each other? Like lovers like that. He said, and then the dude told Suge, I don't want to say that, but that's what that means, right? And then Suge, said that, or the article had to say, this is allegedly, basically. But this is far from Diddy's first time being accused of hooking up romantically with a fellow male celebrity. So Suge has been on this since the beginning. Suge also said that the Illuminati is coming to get Diddy. That's what he said. Let me pull that up real quick. He warned them, actually. And I'm gonna pull that up to show you guys exactly what he said. Let me see if this is the one. Here it is. This is what Suge Knight said, man. Suge sends Diddy a warning after his arrest. Suge Knight doing 20-something years in jail right now, too. Suge said, I'll tell you what, Puffy, your life is in danger because you know the secrets of who's involved in that little secret room you guys are participating in. He said, you know they're going to get you if they can. It's a little crazy how Puffy get booted out of the alcohol business and Jimmy Iovine steps in with Dr. Dre and Snoop promoting it. That's never a good look when it comes to the culture of hip hop, our community, and our people. I turned myself in, Suge said. He said, sometimes you got to face the music. That's most of the time. So the quote was, I'll tell you what, Diddy, your life is in danger because you know the secrets of who was involved in that little secret room you guys are participating in. That's what Suge said. Now, you can say what you want about Suge, but he was 300 million up. So he got access to a lot of information that a lot of people didn't get access to back then. A lot of people didn't get the access that Suge got. He was 300 million up. So he was in Diddy's financial situation before. And he did have the access that Diddy had before. He made mistakes or whatever. He doing time. You know what I mean? And that is, he wasn't perfect. Nobody is. But what he can do is he can speak to this, in my opinion. When he speak, I'm gonna listen to it because he was in that position. And I don't think you just keep getting accused of stuff like this over and over and over again. And there's absolutely no truth to it. I can't see that, man. Cat Williams made a hell of a statement at the beginning of this year when he said everything is going to be exposed this year. All the big D deviants, Cat Williams called it. You know, all you guys will be exposed, and it's true. It's true. Like this stuff is all coming out at the same time, and it's not going away. It's not going away, man. Everything that's going on, and then us seeing the video, mainly the video of Cassie made everything look believable, honestly. So look at this. Celebrities are being urged to settle to avoid Diddy association. This is the crazy thing too. PR manager urges celebrities to settle lawsuits to avoid the association to Diddy. Says the accusations keep mounting. Diddy is becoming one of the most hated celebrities on the planet in 2024. The Bad Boy founder is behind bars awaiting his trial. We know that. There's dozens of lawsuits. The federal officers have alleged that there are several notable figures who partook in Diddy's freak-off parties. For them to say notable next to Diddy, like these are notable figures next to him. That's saying that these are important people to the public. TMZ sat down with a PR crisis manager and he made some bold predictions regarding the future suits. He also gave advice to the celebrities that have been named. He told the outlet that he suspects several lawsuits will be settled out of court. Celebrities will pay top dollar to avoid being associated with Diddy. He alluded to a recent lawsuit in which two celebrities were accused of colluding with Diddy. The suit did not mention them by name. That said, the PR manager believes it will be in their best interest to cut a check before they're outed. So you know that's happening a lot behind the scenes right now. A lot of these people are cutting checks before they get exposed, before any of that happens. They're cutting the check and saying, bro, keep me out of that. He also theorizes that the possibility of being mentioned alongside the mogul could end anybody's career. We already know that. He says numerous celebrities have already gone out of their way to distance themselves from Diddy. Let's see what he's talking about. And then I think they just recapping right here. This is bad, man. This dude. I'm looking at the other articles that he got 7 new lawsuits yesterday, referencing the other celebrities. Let's look what that's talking about. Diddy barraged with 7 new assault lawsuits, referencing other celebrities. It's like every 10 minutes, it's a new update on this story, man. Diddy continues to face new allegations. The latest come from 7 new lawsuits. One of these new lawsuits come from a woman who claims Diddy drugged and assaulted her when she was 13 years old. That's why his kids got to be quiet. Like, bro, what is y'all like? Y'all need to be quiet. The driver allegedly said that the girl fit what Diddy was looking for and took her to a large White House for his after party. I think we read this. The accuser also alleged she escaped the situation and found help at a nearby gas station. Dude is, man, he ain't got no win in this, man. Even if he beats this case, come home, then what? Let's say he beat the case, come home, bro. It don't undo what everybody think about you. It don't undo all the businesses he lost. Let's look at that real quick. Diddy has lost so many businesses. Since all this started, 18 brand partnerships he's lost. Look, Diddy's reportedly loses 18 brand partnerships amid the allegations. It's crazy, man. 18 partnerships. One is from a company. Let's pull the list of companies. I could pull the list of companies up. I could pull the list of companies up, man. Let me find it real quick. They said Diddy's. If you guys aren't aware, Diddy, I think he lost like 500 or 600 million on his net worth. He's lost everything. Look, they have an article where they list everything that he's lost. Let me see what his net worth dropped to. Now, if you don't know, net worth is not the money you have in your pocket. Net worth is how much money you're worth after all this. He lost 600 million on his net worth, they're saying. So he lost, he's not a billionaire anymore, which, I mean, 400 million, a net worth of 400 million is still really good. But 600 million, he dropped from 1 billion, over a billion, to 400 million recently. That's a hell of a drop in a year. To lose more than 50, that's 55% of your earnings, right? 60% of your earnings gone. 60%. Imagine if somebody takes 60% of your check right now, how you would feel. Remember, you guys remember Diddy had a school in Harlem? That's done. That situation is done. The school put out a statement saying that they don't mess with Diddy. And after the allegations, his partnership between them is done. There was a company called Empower Global that was like an e-commerce website like Amazon Business, where you can go create an Amazon business account and start selling your stuff. Diddy had one for black entrepreneurs. A lot of those companies canceled on them, and the company Empower disassociated with them. Diddy had a Hulu reality show coming. Hulu did a deal with him, apparently, and it was a reality series centered on Diddy and his 7 children. So him and his kids were going to get a reality TV show, and that probably would have been huge. Diddy doing a reality show again? He lost that deal. Hulu pulled that deal from him. A company called Southco, who managed him as an artist, they no longer listed him as a client on their website. They're done with him. They cut him off. I think this is probably the one that probably hurts Diddy the most. Revolt TV. Revolt is Diddy's TV network. Diddy was forced to sell all his shares in Revolt TV to an anonymous owner. The record executive and business, and that's probably because they have what do they call them? It's a clause in contracts, where it's somebody help me. I'm looking for the word. It's a clause in contracts where you have to conduct clause. You have a personal conduct clause where if you don't act right, then this contract is void. If you do something in public that's crazy, or your conduct hurts this company, then this contract is void. So Diddy probably has he has shareholders in Revolt TV and chairman. It's a board of chairs. So it's not like he's just the one person running it. He has to report to people too, even though it's his company. The record executive and businessman previously stepped down as chairman of the TV network. It was reported at the time that this was a temporary move, but now it's permanent. Mr. Combs, they said what Revolt TV, the chairman at Revolt, his own company, said this about Diddy. While Mr. Combs has previously had no operational or day-to-day role in the business, they're downplaying his role. While Mr. Combs has previously had no operation or day-to-day role in the business, this decision helps to ensure that Revolt remains steadfastly focused on our mission to create meaningful content for the culture and amplify the voices of all Black people throughout this country and the African diaspora. So they saying he wasn't even really involved like that. He wasn't really involved like that. But he's going anyway, so it's all good. Y'all cool, right? We cool, right? Everybody good? They cutting ties with him. Because you got to think, at all these companies, it's more important than Diddy, bro. There's people that's paying their bills every single day off the salaries that these companies pay them. So when Diddy has something like that and he's the head of the company, the Bible says, to whom much is given, much is required. When you the head of this, when you the leader of this, you got to be careful because you affecting everybody, and they gonna turn their back on you because they got to pay their bills, bro. You can sit in jail. We can't. You got 400 million. We don't. So yeah, they're distancing themselves. Revolt got away from them. Peloton. Diddy had a Peloton deal they got away from him. Peloton is pressing pause on Diddy's music. It was reported that the exercise company confirmed. This quote right here is what they said. We take this issue very, very seriously and can confirm that Peloton has paused the use of Sean Combs' music, as well as removed the Bad Boy Entertainment Artist Series. So if you involved with Bad Boy ENT, you done too. That whole record label is gone. Think about that. Think about how impactful Bad Boy is to hip hop culture. The Bad Boy ENT, all that music, all the artists that were signed, that whole record label is done. Because it's been deemed that record label was an organization used to commit crimes. It wasn't just a record label. So the federal government has deemed that record label is done. If you worked for Bad Boy, if you ran and got coffee for people at Bad Boy, if you did anything like that, it's over with. You don't work there no more. We haven't seen this since Murder Inc. Ja Rule and Irv Gotti and them when they record label went under, where the feds just shut something down like this. That whole record label is done. And any money that they had coming into them is all being looked at. It's all those accounts. The record label's accounts are frozen. Everything associated with Bad Boy ENT is being scrutinized and questioned and frozen, and it's all over with. Howard University got away from Diddy. Says Howard University's board of trustees unanimously voted to revoke Diddy's 2014 honorary degree. So his alma mater, that's where Diddy went to school. His college got away from him. said, they put a quote out saying, Mr. Combs' behavior as captured recently in the released video is so fundamentally incompatible with Howard University's core values and beliefs that he is deemed no longer worthy to hold the institution's highest honor. They also returned his $1 million donation to the program. So they gave him $1 million back and said, we don't want your money, bro. You know what it is for HBCU to give that money back? HBCUs always need funding. They gave him $1 million back. Said, we don't even want no association. They also canceled a 2023 pledge agreement that Sean Combs Foundation put up for a scholarship. So he had a scholarship in his name. They got rid of that too. They said everything associated with this man, we good. The city of New York gave the key or got the key back, and the city of Miami canceled Diddy Combs Day. It's crazy, man. This dude has lost almost everything that he could lose at this point. There's not much more that he can go through right now. This is a horrible situation. He in the worst possible situation that he could be in. I don't know how he climbs out of this. It don't look like there's no win in this. And it looks like he about to do, a lot of time. Even if he tell on people, the lawyers are saying, even if he decides to go tell on everybody, it's not going to help him. Now, Shine, Diddy's former artist, the one that Shine has come out, Shine is the guy that, went to jail for 10 years for defending Diddy. That he was convicted of shooting somebody in a nightclub over Diddy 20 years ago or 30 years ago, something like that. Shine come out and made another statement. Excuse me. The article says Shine continues to allege he was the fall guy for Diddy in the nightclub shooting. Shine has turned his life around. He's become a political figure in his home country. He was deported after this situation. Shine is continuing to allege he was merely the fall guy in the infamous 1999 club shooting that resulted in him spending a decade behind bars. Reflecting on the incident in a new Hulu documentary, The Honorable Shine, the former rapper said, I was absolutely set up to be the fall guy for Diddy. I spent 10 years in prison, but I was able to move on. There's a time to pivot and there's a time to transition. So he did he's doing a documentary. He just put one out where he, says this. He says that Diddy used him as the fall guy. Now, this woman is accusing Diddy of shooting her in the face in that situation. And Shine took the credit for it, like thinking that, Diddy was going to hold him down or be his friend after. It says both Shine and Diddy were arrested for this incident originally, but the bad boy mogul ended up getting acquitted of all charges. And Shine ended up taking all the charges. He's a politician in Belize now. So salute to Shine for turning his life around after this. A lot of people don't understand. After hip hop, bro, life goes on. When you grow up and you get older, life goes on. So, Shine has said he's forgiven Diddy, but he's also said that it don't change the fact that I was the fall guy. Shine said this. This is a statement Shine put out about Diddy. He said, this is someone who, in essence, testified against me when I was on trial, when I was an 18-year-old kid, just wanting to do nothing other than make my mother proud and make my country Belize proud. I was defending Diddy, and he turned around and called witnesses to testify against me. Wow. Shine said he pretty much sent me to prison himself. So Shine said Diddy sent them to prison himself, even though Diddy was the one that the woman that actually got shot, said Diddy did it. She said, I saw him pull the trigger. Like she came out and she said, I saw Diddy pull the trigger, and she was shot in the nose. And by the grace of God, she survived. So let's see what Sean had to say about Diddy getting arrested. Sean said on Diddy's arrest, let's see what his statement was. He said, Diddy pretty much sent me to prison. That's the context of our relationship. He said, that's the context by which you must always describe that relationship. Yes, I forgave him and I moved on, but let's not pretend. Let's see if we can play this here. He's just repeating everything that I said. He said, I went to do a charity event for the impoverished youth in London. That's why he popped up with Diddy recently. He said, I did charity. Let's not lose sight of what the cold, hard facts are. This was not someone who I vacationed with, this is not someone who I vacationed with, and I enjoyed this great, this is not someone who I vacationed with and who he and I enjoyed this great intimate relationship of brotherhood. This is someone who destroyed my life and who I forgave and who I moved on for the better interest of Belize, because he was in a position at that time to give scholarships and to maybe invest. I would not deny attempting to bring the investment to Belize and to bring the contributions to education to Belize. So he's saying he was using Diddy. He said, I won't deny it. I was using them to get some resources for my country, but don't distort it as if he and I were close. This is someone that destroyed my life. But do I take any joy or satisfaction in what he's going through? Absolutely not. I'm different than maybe other people. No one needs to see, or no one needs to fail for me to succeed. No one needs to suffer. He said, I have nothing to do with Sean Combs' personal life, no interaction on that level. It was strictly professional. Crazy, man. Crazy. Everybody's getting away from him, rightfully so, man. Rightfully so. All right, man. That's all I got for you guys today. Urban Legend Will Evans. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe now. Make sure you go follow me on my other channel, youtube.com/@WillEvans. I'll put it in the chat right now so you guys can see it. We do entertainment business over there where we talk about the money in entertainment. Make sure you subscribe to the other channel where we do that. Make sure you hit the like button if you watch this live stream. I appreciate you being here. If it's your first time being here, I appreciate you being here. Make sure you drop your name, who you are, or what city you from in the comments. If you're watching this retroactively, I appreciate you being here. We're going to keep bringing you guys the updates on this situation, man. We're going to keep bringing you updates on the situation. If you're in California, my media company is hiring. So go to ulgnd.com/employment. And let us know what you do, who you are, and what you want to apply for. Right now we're hiring moderators, and we're hiring camera operators, and we also hiring hosts. If you're in California, Southern California specifically, reach out to us if you want to work with us. Trying to make sure there's no other updates that we got going on right now. Oh, this is what we'll do. Live streams, on the live streams, on on the U Legend Media channel, ULGND Media channel, we're going to start accepting guest calls. So I'll start letting you guys call in, and you guys can come, you know, onto the platform and voice your opinion. We can have a conversation. We'll do it via Zoom. So you can get on the Zoom call. I'll put that YouTube channel in the description right now too, or in the chat right now too. It's U Legend Media, ULGND Media. We're going to start taking live calls over there and talking to people. So make sure you guys go over there, subscribe over there. We're going to start doing that starting November 1st. Every week we're going to get on. We're going to talk to the people, and we're going to live stream, and we're going to have a good time, man. So make sure you do that. Go over there. We'll start pulling people in. I'll start bringing them over here too. And if there's nothing else that I can think of, let's make sure we got all the articles of the day, just for the people that's still here. Before you guys leave, don't leave yet. We're going to check and see if there's any updated articles while we were on live stream that we didn't get to. And if not, we'll close it out, but let's just double check before we go. Last thing we want to do is have to jump back on the live stream, right? So I'm gonna just double check real quick. I don't see anything new. Oh, this is interesting. Thank you guys for still being here. Good. If you didn't click off, you smart. You smart. You stayed for the long haul. Speaking of Harvey Weinstein, let me show y'all how God worked. Check this out right here. Because DJ Envy, we remember in the article that we read where DJ Envy was, you know, making a statement for Diddy, hit the like button if you're still here. If you're still here and you didn't click off, hit the like button for staying here. You guys are smart. Check out what Diddy or DJ Envy said this. We went through this earlier, right? He was kind of defending, you know, Diddy being innocent until proven guilty. And he said, DJ Envy said this: Diddy has 3 kids without a mom. Kim Porter passed away. I feel like he should have got bond and been able to fight this outside. And then he pointed to instances of other dubious men who were given bonds before their trial began. He pointed to Harvey Weinstein specifically, right? You guys see that? He pointed to Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, and O.J. Simpson. Okay, cool. Now check out what's going on with Harvey Weinstein now. Oh, he got bail. Harvey Weinstein diagnosed with rare form of leukemia. Breaking news. Breaking news. Harvey Weinstein got cancer, leukemia. Incarcerated film producer Harvey Weinstein has not had it easy while serving his sentence. According to TMZ, the 72-year-old has been constantly battling his health as well through all this, including diabetes, high blood pressure, spinal stenosis, and in addition to fluid on his heart and lungs. But a new report reveals Harvey Weinstein is dealing with a rare form of leukemia now, a rare form of leukemia. It's classified as chronic myeloid leukemia, and only around 200,000 people are diagnosed with it each year. However, it's common for those disgraced Hollywood figures, the disgraced Hollywood figures age range. This form of leukemia is a type of white blood cell cancer that is caused due to an acquired genetic defect. This causes bone pain, fever, night sweats, easy bleeding, fatigue, and weight loss. Weinstein's representative, Judah Engelmeyer, and his attorney expressed their disgust with all the noise and speculation surrounding the news. So Harvey Weinstein got a laundry list of health issues. And if you still here in the chat, hit the like button for me. Harvey Weinstein, see, this is why you got to let God be God. This is why you got to let God be God. Oh, man, for everything that he did, why? Let God be God, bro. God leaves us. God don't punish, but what God do is allow you to reap what you sow. You reap what you sow, bro. You reap what you sow. Craig Rothfield, Mr. Weinstein's authorized legal health care representative in New York, expressed profound dismay at the speculation surrounding Mr. Weinstein's medical condition. It's both troubling and unacceptable that such private and confidential health matters have become a subject of public discourse and speculation. Basically, we just mad that this information got out. We mad that everybody noticed. This is private health information. We don't care. We don't care, bro. Out of respect for Mr. Weinstein's privacy, we'll offer no further comment. So he's in Rikers Island. He's being, basically they leaking his health information. His lawyers are pissed about it. See, what's done in the dark, you think these people are, just because they're successful and they got money, that they don't go through nothing. Man, please, listen. The Bible says that God is no respecter of person. God is no respecter of person. That means he don't care what you do for a living. He don't care who you are. Everybody reap what they sow, period. Everybody gonna reap what they sow. So don't ever think you're going to get away with it. You ain't getting away with nothing. You can't get away with nothing. Harvey Weinstein going through all them health issues. They say he got bone pain. Everything. They said this rare form of leukemia that he just got diagnosed with causes bone pain, fever, night sweats, easy bleeding, fatigue, and weight loss. So he's just suffering every single day. Don't ever think that God just letting somebody slide. Like all things are repaid. And the Bible even talk about that. It said either you repaid in this life or the next. And it looked like he gonna get, repaid in this life a little bit. So that's a crazy story. That's a crazy story. All right, man. I think that's it. I think that was the last story that we'll end out on. That's all I got for you guys today. Let's close this thing out with a prayer. Thank you guys for being here. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity to come forward, God. In the Bible, you told us to expose evil, not to cover it up, God, not to hide behind it, not to commute or to participate in it. God, we thank you for the platforms that we can commit to you and that we can use to further your name, God, and that we can use to spread your word. God, we thank you for this opportunity. We thank you for the people in here. We thank you for the blessings that you've given us, God, the blessing of life. We thank you that we're not where we were yesterday. And we thank you that we're better today, God. We ask that you bless the families of the victims out there of these crimes that we spoke about today. We ask that you bless the minds of the victims of these crimes that we spoke about today, God. We ask that you cover everybody that's under the sound of my voice with your blood, God. In Jesus' name, we pray. Amen. All right, man. I love you guys. I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Make sure you subscribe to the other channel. Go to my channel and find the other channels. It's right there on the homepage. Subscribe to them. We're going to be taking live callers starting November 1st. We're going to be taking Zoom calls, live callers, bringing everybody in where you guys can come and we can have dialogue and conversation about different things. Maybe we'll talk about entertainment topics. Maybe we'll talk about life topics. We'll talk about a bunch of different stuff and have conversation. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for being here. Urban Legend with Evans. I love you guys. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out of here. God bless.